Hey everybody, this is Tracy B at tracyb.com. So I just got off work today. Yes, I went to work because I did not win the Powerball. A lot of people went to work today because they didn't win the Powerball. If you didn't know, if you don't know about the Powerball was at $1.3 million. $1.3 billion the day before yesterday. And, you know, I didn't win. I think 3 people won it, but one of them wasn't me. Here's my tickets. Oh, tear. I invested $10 into that to see if, to run my luck, to see if I win. You can win off a $2 ticket, so go ahead and give them $2 and see what's what. I did that, and I didn't win. Hey, no big deal. If I would have won something, it would have been a blessing for me, so no big deal. But what if I did win that money? $1.3 billion. What would you do with that? I don't know. I'd be super excited about it. But I don't know what the math is for 1.3 billion for what I would get in after taxes in my state. But the one that was before that, I want to say Saturday, was $900 million. I did do the math for that. I was very invested in this one. I'm like, okay, I got to figure out what I would do if I win that money. $900 million in my state. I would come home with $400 million out of that, out of all taxes, fees, legal fees, different things, the lottery commission, our state taxes, federal taxes, anything tax-wise that would come home free and clear. $400 million. There's a guy that was on TV was talking about, give me 25% and I'll take care of your money for you. Why don't you give somebody 25% of your money? They haven't done anything for it. They didn't help you with the numbers. They didn't even drive you to the place to even to do it. So why would you give them 25% to do what? I know that federal, the banks only insure $250,000. So what I would do is take my money, I split it in 4. They're only going to insure $250 million, right? So I would put $250 million in 4 financial institutions. 4, just 4. And then the last of that money, I would let that money sit there and hold interest. I would never touch it. Just hold interest. And that last set of that money I would take, and that's the money that I would divvy up. However, make sure that I get, help my family out. I wouldn't do anything for the first year, but other than to fix my situation and my parents. But for anyone else, I would wait a year. The money that's in the bank, I would allow to stay there, and if I need to, I would live off of that. But other than that, that money that I leave out of the bank is the money that my family and I would live off of. Can't say whether I would stop working or not. I don't know. But I do know that I'm going to start a new business owner, so I would probably really make sure that my business is flourishes for that, and assist my church with whatever needs they have. But when you come into a lot of money, you have to be smart, man. You can't just say, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, and this. Well and good if you have a $100 bill. Once you break that $100, that you don't have any control of what, where the rest of that money goes. You don't remember how much you spent. You have to think. You really have to think on it, where you spent that money, where you stopped, and did somebody ask me to do, and however else. It's very difficult to trace that money once you break into it. So, I mean, it would just be bad business for yourself if you don't adopt some type of good practices with finances. You're going to be in some big trouble. There's a lady that spent a lot of money. She won the lottery. She bailed somebody out of jail like 5 times. That was stupid. I mean, if you want to get them out of jail that one time because you really care for that individual and you really want to see some good in them and see them do well, prosper, if you want to get them out of jail that one time, hey, I won't knock that. Because that's what people do. If I were in that situation, I may have done the same thing. But the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th time, no. That's just foolery. It wouldn't be me. But as far as anything else goes, I don't know if I would hand money to anybody, but I would take care of their situations. If there's a house that needs to be paid off, land, whatever, doctor bills, which really mess up people's credit, yeah, I would pay those things off to help that person get a leg up in society. But as far as just handing folks money and they do whatever they want with it, nah, I don't know if I would do that until the situations are rectified. No, I don't think that I would do that. But if you gain a lot of money, you have to be smart with it. You can't get that money and then just start breaking into it and saying, I'm gonna do this, and you don't know where that money's going. You're not gaining anything from it. The other person's not gaining anything from it, because when people give you stuff, you ever see these kids that are born into families that have a lot of money? They pretty much act a fool, don't they? Because they haven't had to work for anything. And that lottery money is pretty much the same way. You didn't have to work for that money, so you don't have that same appreciation you would for that $100 that you had that you worked for. You won't have that same appreciation. So, with that being said, you have to be smart about it. You don't just break into it and start buying whatever, buying Maseratis and buying all these big houses, because if you lose that money, you still have stuff to pay for. You may not have to pay anything on that Maserati or whatever type of vehicle you buy, because you buy that outright. But you do still have to insure it. If you buy a house, you do still have to have taxes. So you have to be very smart about what you're doing with your money. Like I said, I didn't win the lottery, but I do work. I work very hard, and I'm very smart about the money that I bring home, because I know what it took to get that money. Right? When you work, you have a better appreciation for what you have. When you don't work, you don't really have that much appreciation, because you don't know what the person went through to get it for you. If the person didn't go through anything, you're born into a family, a very affluent family, where money just comes to you, or because of your name you have a lot of money, or celebrity or whatever, you're not as rounded as an individual that has to break their back, not physically but literally break their back, figuratively, break their backs working day in and day out to make that money. They have a greater appreciation for it. With that being said, when you get all this money from my lottery tickets, this $10 would have got me that 1.3 billion bucks. I'd be super smart with it. I would not squander that money. What do you call it? Flaunt it. I wouldn't flaunt it, and I definitely wouldn't mess over it. That's for sure. I would not mess over that money. So the wise thing to do would be to get a lawyer. Yes, one that I don't know if you pay them an amount of money to work on this situation, or if you retain them. I don't know which one you would do, but you would have to do that research before you do it, because once you win that money, the lottery is gonna put your name out there. They're gonna put where you live, and who you are. They're gonna put it out there. Everybody knows who the three people are that won that money. We all know who they are. And people that are out to get something for nothing, they're gonna seek those people out. And they're going to say, well, you know what, I'll give you 25% to help you. Give me 25% and I'll help you out. And really, they weren't looking to help you out before you won that money. So why are they looking for you now? Because you won the money. Don't be that person that gets sucked into that, because that's 25% of your money gone already. You don't have anything to show for it. You got to give them 25% and then they do the work. If they don't do the work, what are you going to do? Fire them? Yeah. But then you got to give somebody else some money. It makes no sense. So do your math. You win that money, don't do anything. You put it in the bank first. And then you start looking for somebody that's going to help you with whatever it is you need help with. If you need a financial advisor, they have them at the bank already. They're already paid to be the financial advisors. Put the money in the bank. Like I said, $250,000 is insured. So if you win a whole lot of money, if you win that 1.3 billion, and you come home with whatever you end up with, there's three people that won the 1.3 billion, so they split it. But whatever you come home with, you split that money up and you start putting it in those banks. If you need to put it in more than 4 banks, like I was talking about, do that. But secure your money and then secure your position. Because at the same time, I mean, you may be able to live for the rest of your life off that money. Then again, you may be the type of person that's broke in 5 years. It's happened. Look it up. I kid you not. People win lump sums of money and then they're broke again. How do you do that? I mean, it's just dumb to me. It's just, I mean, say dumb, it's stupid. So be smart. Be smart about it. Even with the money that you don't win from lottery or from bingo or from the slots, be smart about your money. Because there will come a time where you won't be able to work for it. You won't be able to do anything, and you're going to need that money that you've saved, that money that you've been smart about to help you throughout the rest of your life. So, with that being said, be smart, be wise, be better. My name is Tracy B. At TracyB.com. You all be blessed.